Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. Today's video is about the 10 most longest rivers, so without further wasting any time, let's get started. A river is a natural flowing watercourse, usually freshwater, flowing towards an ocean, sea, lake or another river. In some cases, a river flows into the ground and becomes dry at the end of its course without reaching another body of water. Small rivers can be referred to using names such as creek, brook, rivulet, and rill. There are no official definitions for the generic term river as applied to geographic features. On number 1 is the River Nile of Egypt. The Nile is a major north-flowing river in northeastern Africa. It flows into the Mediterranean Sea. The Nile is the longest river in Africa and has historically been considered the longest river in the world, though this has been contested by research suggesting that the Amazon River is slightly longer. Of the world's major rivers, the Nile is one of the smallest, as measured by annual flow in cubic meters of water, about 6,650 kilometers long. Its drainage basin covers 11 countries: the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Tanzania, Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia, Eritrea, South Sudan, Republic of the Sudan, and Egypt. In particular, the Nile is the primary water source of Egypt, Sudan and South Sudan. Additionally, the Nile is an important economic river, supporting agriculture and fishing. Coming up next is the Amazon River in South America. The Amazon River in South America is the largest river by discharge volume of water in the world. The headwaters of the Apurimac River on Nevado Mismai had been considered for nearly a century as the Amazon basin's most distant source, until 2014 study found it to be the headwaters of the Mantaro River on the Cordillera Rumi Cruz in Peru. The Mantaro and Apurimac rivers join, and with other tributaries form the Ucayali River, which in turn meets the Marañón River upstream of Iquitos, Peru, forming what countries other than Brazil consider to be the main stem of the Amazon. Brazilians call this section the Solimões River above its confluence with the Rio Negro, forming what Brazilians call the Amazon at the meeting of waters at Manaus, the largest city on the river. Up next is the Yangtze River in China. The Yangtze or Yangtze is the longest river in Asia, the third longest in the world, and the longest in the world to flow entirely within one country. It rises at Jari Hill in the Tangula Mountains and flows 3,900 miles in a generally easterly direction to the East China Sea. It is the 7th largest river by discharge volume in the world. Its drainage basin comprises 1/5 of the land area of China and is home to nearly 1/3 of the country's population. The Yangtze has played a major role in the history, culture, and economy of China. For thousands of years, the river has been used for water, irrigation, sanitation, transportation, industry, boundary marking, and war. The next longest river is the Mississippi River in North America. The Mississippi River is the second longest river and chief river of the second largest drainage system in North America, second only to the Hudson Bay drainage system. From its traditional source of Lake Itasca in northern Minnesota, it flows generally south for 2,340 miles to the Mississippi River Delta in the Gulf of Mexico. With its many tributaries, the Mississippi's watershed drains all or parts of 32 U.S. states and 2 Canadian provinces between the Rocky and Appalachian Mountains. The main stem is entirely within the United States. The total drainage basin is 1,151,000 square miles, of which only about 1% is in Canada. The Mississippi ranks as the 13th largest river by discharge in the world. The river either borders or passes through the states of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Up next is Yenisei, located in Russia. The Yenisei, also romanized as Yenisej, is the 5th longest river system in the world, and the largest to drain into the Arctic Ocean. Rising in Mungarajian Gol in Mongolia, it follows a northerly course before draining into the Yenisei Gulf in the Kara Sea. The Yenisei divides the western Siberian plain in the west from the central Siberian plateau to the east. It drains a large part of central Siberia. It is the central one of 3 large Siberian rivers that flow into the Arctic Ocean. The maximum depth of the Yenisei is 24 meters and the average depth is 14 meters. The depth of river outflow is 32 meters and inflow is 31 meters. Coming up is the Yellow River, situated in China. The Yellow River or Huanghe is the 2nd longest river in China, after the Yangtze River, and the 6th longest river system in the world at the estimated length of 395 miles. Originating in the Bayan Har Mountains in Qinghai Province of western China, it flows through 9 provinces, and it empties into the Bohai Sea near the city of Dongying in Shandong Province. The Yellow River Basin has an east-west extent of about 1,900 kilometers, and a north-south extent of about 680 miles. Its total drainage area is about 795,000 square kilometers. The Yellow River's basin was the birthplace of ancient Chinese and, by extension, Far Eastern civilization, and it was the most prosperous region in early Chinese history. The next longest river is the Ob in western Siberia. The Ob is a major river in Russia. It is in western Siberia, and together with Irtysh forms the world's seventh longest river system, at 5,410 kilometers. It forms at the confluence of the Bia and Katan, which have their origins in the Altai Mountains. It is the westernmost of the three great Siberian rivers that flow into the Arctic Ocean. Its flow is northwestward, then northward. The main city on its banks is Novosibirsk, the largest city in Siberia, and the third largest city in Russia. It is where the Trans-Siberian Railway crosses the river. The Gulf of Ob is the world's longest estuary. Up next is Paraná River in South America. The Paraná River is a river in south-central South America, running through Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina for some 4,880 kilometers among South American rivers. It is second in length only to the Amazon River. It merges with the Paraguay River and then farther downstream with the Uruguay River to form the Rio de la Plata and empties into the Atlantic Ocean. The first European to go up the Paraná River was the Venetian explorer Sebastian Cabot in 1526, while working for Spain. Ninth number of the list is Congo River in Central Africa. The Congo River, formerly also known as the Zaire River, is the second longest river in Africa, shorter only than the Nile, as well as the second largest river in the world by discharge volume, following only the Amazon. It is also the world's deepest recorded river, with measured depths around 219.5 meters. The Congo-Lualaba-Chambéry River system has an overall length of 4,700 kilometers, which makes it the world's ninth longest river. The Chambéry is a tributary of the Lualaba River, and Lualaba is the name of the Congo River upstream of Bayoma Falls, extending for 120 miles. Measured along with the Lualaba, the main tributary, the Congo River has a total length of 2715 miles. It is the only major river to cross the equator twice. Last on this list is Amur River in Mongolia. The Amur is the world's 10th longest river, forming the border between the Russian Far East and northeastern China. The Amur proper is 2,824 kilometers long and has a drainage basin of 716,000 sq miles, including its source river Argun. It is 761 miles long. The largest fish species in the Amur is the Kaluga, attaining a length as great as 5.6 meters. The river basin is home to a variety of large predatory fish such as northern snakehead, Amur pike, taimen, Amur catfish, predatory carp and yellow cheek, as well as the northernmost populations of the Amur softshell turtle and Indian lotus. That's all for this video. See you in the next video.